to the entertainment Talking Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video, and this is a quick video I wanted to get up. I saw this rumor this morning. It was an article written by Jordan Rannan that was later posted by Giants Wire regarding the offensive tackle that at least most of my subscribers think is the best offensive tackle in this year's class, and that, of course, being Jedrick Wills. The one offensive tackle we've heard a lot about, at least in connection to the New York Giants, has been Tristan Wirfs. We've heard a little bit, about Mekhi Becton as well. Obviously, when Daniel Jeremiah came out with his initial mock, and that's when momentum started to shift. And then, of course, he had the very impressive combine along with Wirfs. But Wills is kind of floated underneath the radar. And this is a this is a new regime with the New York Giants. Of course, the last 2 years, they've been very outspoken as to who they were going to take, and they took him. I mean, you heard Daniel Jones a couple nights before the draft. You heard Saquon Barkley weeks leading up into the draft. We've heard rumors from secondary sources, and this is another one. Take it for what you will. Like I said in my previous video, my hands are up in the air right now. If you ask me today, based on what Joe Judge said, which is the guy I'm going to trust the most, he's the head coach, piecing it together, I guess Isaiah Simmons is where I'm leaning right now, but my opinion may change in 2 days. And the Giants are doing a great job keeping that poker face on. I think we all agree it's either going to be a tackle or Simmons, and we all agree that they may look to trade down. And if they trade down, it becomes more likely that they will take the tackle. And if they take the tackle, at least according to Rannan, he thinks there's a very good chance it could be Jedrick Wills. But let's pull up some of the quotes regarding what Rannan said about Wills. And I agree with a lot of them because there are a lot of connections with Jedrick Wills, Joe Judge, and the New York Giants. Let's start there. Joe Judge coached at Alabama. Saban, right, his mentor. He gets a lot of intel from Saban more than likely. His running back coach, Burton Burns, comes from Alabama. There's a lot of connections there. So it's why I've been a little surprised that you haven't heard more of this. This is really the first time, at least recently, that I've seen Jedrick Wills and the New York Giants connected. But here's the article written by Giants Wire regarding what Jordan Rannan had to say. Jordan Rannan of ESPN has a different take entirely. Earlier on in the article, they were talking about how Tristan Wirfs and Andrew Thomas are more linked to the Giants by most people. Reporting on Wednesday that buzz is building in the league circles that the Giants may be targeting Alabama's Jedrick Wills. This is where the Saban-Joe Judge connection comes into play. The Giants already have former Alabama running back coach Burton Burns on the staff. He has seen what Wills can do and would likely provide another stamp of approval. Only makes sense, right? He coached the running backs that ran behind Wills. Wills would be an ideal fit in an offense expected to be more run-heavy than most. No wonder the buzz on Wills to the Giants has been building in league circles. He would start on the right side and, depending on how things shake out over the next few seasons, potentially move to the left. Wills seems to be the most likely match for the Giants. Low risk, dependable, and powerful. I agree. If they're going to go tackle, he seems to be the best match. I just haven't heard a lot of rumblings about it. I actually had Wills going to the Giants in my first mock, if you guys remember, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while. I do think he makes the most sense if they go tackle, being that he is by most people's standards, if you look at experts, the most technically skilled at this point in time. He played for Alabama, a place where Joe Judge coached. Joe Judge is all about familiarity. Look at the coaching staff. Look at the players he's brought in. His mentor, obviously, Saban. You got the running back coach from Alabama. It only makes sense. The other thing that he brings up is they're a team that's trying to institute the run heavily behind Saquon Barkley. Well, he's known to be a very strong run blocker. He does make sense for the New York Giants if they elect to go that route. So maybe Rannan's putting the pieces together here, and maybe he's assuming, but he does say it's growing in league circles. There is buzz. And then I wanted to pull up one more quote regarding Rannan and what he had to say about the prospect. Rannan also downplayed the aforementioned interest in Thomas, suggesting he may be on the outside looking in. There hasn't been much buzz connecting Thomas to the Giants, aside from the FaceTime sessions with the team. And I also agree with that. You haven't really heard Andrew Thomas and the Giants really linked. And what Judge had to say today in the previous video that I talked about regarding that they're judging these prospects on what they think they can do, not what they've done. Andrew Thomas, by most people's standards, was the most successful offensive tackle in this year's class going into the draft process. Was the most probably safest left tackle. But he kind of hinted at, we're looking for guys with higher upside. at that position. So if they're going offensive tackle, you would think they'd be leaning away from a guy like Andrew Thomas, who some may believe doesn't have as high of an upside as some of these other prospects. So Rannan had an interesting take there. I wanted to put it up on the page and kind of give my opinion on it. I kind of agree with him. I think most people think that Wills may be the safest and has the most connections to this New York Giants coaching staff. And I would guess if you polled the subscribers on my channel which offensive tackle they'd want the Giants to take, at least 50% would probably say Jedrick Wills. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.